Bill time now, and so we're excited to share some of our tips and tricks, and honestly, it's just asking questions. And sometimes we get in our own heads of how can I talk to a seller, how can I make a deal happen, and really when you can put other people first and try to serve their needs, that's when the magic happens.
And thank you for that. And I think, hey everybody, thanks for coming tonight. But I think the real important thing is when we are talking to sellers, we're having these conversations, and it is about helping them and figuring out from our end all of the solutions that can work. Because obviously, I love buying rentals without banks. Sometimes maybe it's a wholesale deal, but I love to focus on acquiring cash flowing assets. That's my favorite thing to do. I've dealt with contractors. I like contractors, but if I could buy a turnkey house that doesn't need any work and I could buy it with like $100 down or $1,000 down, and this stuff works all over the country because we've done deals in North Pole, Alaska. We've done deals all over New York, Pennsylvania, all over Florida, and doing a bunch more. So the key is that's why I fell in love with creative finance. I'm not going to lie. When I looked at rates, and rates have gone up and down, but if you're going to be buying conventionally or if you're going to burr, right now is probably not the time to be doing that, because I find deals at 3%, 2%, 4%, and even some of those don't cash flow. So at today's rates, it makes it just even more of a challenge. So that's why, once again, finding these deals. And so we've chatted about it a million times. You've heard some of our favorite strategies and how to generate leads. We talk about it all the time, but getting yourself in front of sellers, that's where the actual magic happens. So we've got some live seller calls tonight. So does anybody want to hear us talk live?
Woo!
Okay. Well, a lot of times too, I hear, what do these conversations sound like? And then we're going to have some time for some Q&A too. So if you got questions about one of these deals or a lead or things like that, we'll definitely have some time for Q&A. But I love seller calls. So this is where we're going to try to lock one up tonight. So the first one we have is Bill. And Bill's got a house in New York. It's currently a rental. Why is he selling this place? Do you know, Lexi?
Yeah, so
there you go.
Bill is selling his property because he is a landlord. He put a lot of work into the property, and he's just kind of over it. His tenants sometimes will pay, sometimes they won't pay, and I mean that's income for him. So that's really his motivation. He's tired. He's ready to be done with it, and it's a cute property too. So
is he still in New York?
He is. He's still. I believe he is at least. I don't think he's too far from the property. Maybe like an hour or so.
Okay.
I thought, but I could be off on that.
Got it. Well, I'm going to give you one of our secrets. One of my favorite things to do is buy a house in New York from somebody moving to Florida. We get a lot of those. So that's one of our secrets. I'm talking to a seller from New York. Majority of the deals that we buy, they're moving down here. And once we vacationed here 2 years ago, I see why. We did the same thing. So let's give Bill a call. What does he want for this house?
Yeah, so I've been chatting with Bill for a little bit. He's actually been in our system for a minute. He's been trying to figure out what to do, but he's asking for $70,000 for his property.
Well, he started when? I got the answer right there.
Back in May of 2021 is when he first reached out to us, and so this is a prime example of follow-up is super important. But he started off at 110 too, so his price was higher, his motivation was lower, and a couple years later, and we're at 70,000. He's just about ready to close this deal.
Yep, put in a new septic tank, new leach field in 2020. Mom passed away, father has dementia, needs care, needs to be closer to them. He remodeled the kitchen, laundry room, all the other rooms. And this was back in 2021, so you're right. He was asking 110 for it. The inside's not bad. It looks like almost like a log cabin. I mean, there's like dead deer on the wall, heads, and like bears and stuff like that. But it's not like it's a junker, guys. This isn't one that needs a ton of work. Now, there's a renter in there currently.
Yep.
What are they paying?
They're currently at $1,200 a month.
Okay.
And so we figured probably a little closer to the 2,000 range is what this property could get potentially.
So this is right outside of Syracuse, New York. If anybody's heard of Syracuse, New York, this is probably about 25 minutes east of that. So let's give Bill a call, see if he is around tonight. I even texted him earlier, like, hey, are you available for a call? So some of the challenges they will answer, some they don't. So if he doesn't, we'll get another one. Let's see if Bill answers.
Your call has been forwarded to the office.
Bill. Ready? So let me tell you, when I have that happen to me,
Your call has been forwarded to
do it again. One more time. So we have a policy. I'll call you 3 times in a row, and then if you don't answer, I send you your first name and a question mark. So that's what you do, actually. That's what he does. He actually does that for us.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated.
All right, we're gonna text him. We got another one coming up next.
All right, next up.
What do we got here? Want to talk about Sandra?
Yeah, so Sandra came through actually today in our system, and she's actually not too far from us. She is in Longboat Key. She has a property that had some hurricane damage, and so she's looking to be done with it. She also had some trauma with why she's wanting to sell. The property's just too big. She's been dealing with a lot of things. She's 72, and she's tired. So she's really wanting to just be done with the property. We asked Sandra also, what's she looking for? Are you wanting cash? Are you open to terms? How's this going to work? And so her response to that was, it really depends on what the terms are and the number. So she could be open to it. There's definitely some potential there. As far as repairs go, we know it needs things for some hurricane damage, but she said there's nothing that makes it unlivable. Just a few tiles that need fixed and some things on the roof. The gutters also need replaced. So
Jeepers, this house is nuts. Anybody want to pull out your phone? You can pull up this address. This is not far from here. This is a 6-bedroom, 6-bathroom house. It's 4,600 square feet. It's on the market for sale, so we can all look together. It's 614 Norton Street. 614 Norton Street, Longboat Key.
where's this?
Right, you know where Longboat Key is, next to Anna Maria Island? When you cross over that little bridge? It's right back in there. So somebody even who's got a $3 million house for sale will respond to something they'll see on Facebook. Yeah, it's nice.
It's cute.
So, did she talk about what her payment is?
It's free and clear. Favorite
Okay.
properties.
Oh, wow.
She's balling in this $3 million house by herself. Okay. Let's see. Well, so she bought it in 2022 for $2 million. December 29th last year, listed it at 4.25. So it's been on the market for almost a year. The prices came down $1 million. Now last price drop was 8/16, so August, at 3.2 million. It is still for sale. Let's give her a call. What's her name?
Sandra.
Here she is. So selling. BF died of a brain tumor a year ago. Sad. This is too big for me. I'm going to be building another house that's smaller. She's 72 and she's tired. So sounds like to me she's a motivated seller, especially after having a house for sale for a year, and then now there's been hurricane damage, so that probably takes that motivation scale a little bit higher up there, right? All right, so what's she want for it?
She's asking for $3 million.
Okay, let's give Sandra a call. That is a lot. Let's see what she's got going on. How bad's the damage?
Shutters.
Shutters?
This call will be recorded for quality purposes.
Hello, Sandra?
Yes,
Hi, this is Joe Delafave giving you a call about your house.
yes.
You were chatting with Lexi earlier about it. Is now a good time?
There's never a good time after a hurricane, but sure, now's a good time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
I'm up to my neck in things to get done, and I'm just trying to relax a little. But sure, go ahead, dear.
oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. It's a beautiful house. I see it's listed for sale on Zillow, so the pictures look great.
Is it yellow?
Yes.
Okay, because some of the pictures that showed up somewhere were the old pictures of it before I bought it, and it was gray. So I just wanted to know what color it was. Okay.
Yeah. No, these look
Okay.
like the modern pictures. Is it currently listed for sale still?
It's currently listed for sale, yes.
Okay. So Lexi mentioned it had some damage from the past hurricane.
Yes. I just found out today I need a new roof.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yep.
Is it having a leak or
Yep.
just having issues?
It's not having issues. It's just it's those barrel tiles. It's the concrete barrel tiles,
Okay.
and some of them got lifted, and so it's not something that you want to try to repair. I've only had my very first roof company out today. They're hard to get here because of the size of the disaster and how much demand there is.
Yeah.
So these guys are really, 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 really busy. So I finally had the first one show up today, and he took drone pictures, and it got pretty beat up. So yeah, so that's my news. I got about an hour ago. Actually, I'm pretty calm about it, all things considered.
Yeah, you sound great on this side. Well, I'm right here in Palmasola, Bradenton area, so we witnessed it live. Did you stay or did you evacuate?
Oh, we had to evacuate. They turn off the water, and then the electricity goes out. They force you to evacuate anyway because it's a barrier island.
Yeah.
If you don't evacuate and you have an emergency, they're not going to send you any emergency help. So, and who wants to stay in a house with no water and no electricity?
Okay.
No.
No.
So, yeah. No, we all evacuated. Thousands of us evacuated.
Yeah. I had some neighbors that stayed, surprisingly.
What was that?
I had some neighbors that stayed, surprisingly.
Yeah, where are you?
Robinson's Nature Preserve?
Which nature preserve, Tim?
Robinson's?
Robinson.
Yeah.
West Bradenton?
Yeah.
West Bradenton?
Yeah, Palmasola.
Yeah, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Lexi mentioned that you might be open to seller financing if we could agree on the price and terms. Is that right?
Well, here's the situation. I put the house on the market 11 months ago,
Yeah.
and based on the size of the house and the condition of the house and all the amenities that the house has, which is A, the location,
Mm-hmm.
and B, the pool and the canal in the back if you want to have a boat or jet skis or whatever, all those fun things, plus the square footage, 6 bedrooms, 5.5 bathrooms. They priced it at like $3.9. And we didn't get any action on it, and so I dropped the price twice. I dropped the price down to $3.2. It's a big house, so
Yeah.
somebody's got to either want to have a big house or they're going to want to have a property they can Airbnb,
Mm-hmm.
because this would sleep 12 or 14 people.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, and you got a 4-car garage. You can walk to the beach. You got a big pool out back. You got lots of space downstairs in that non-conforming space where you can put, whatever kind of toys you want. So it's priced at $3.2, but my contract expires at the end of November.
Okay.
So I will no longer be on the market with this realtor. I was going to relist it, but not with her because I personally don't like her. It's a long story that I will spare you. It's a personal story. So I don't want to relist it with her, and I don't want to drop the price on it right now. I don't want her to sell it, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I'd like to sell it, but I don't want her to sell it. So I've got another month on the contract.
Okay, got it.
So that's where that is. It's a great house. I've done everything to it. Now I just need to fix the hurricane damage, but before that, it didn't need anything. Everything was in 100% shape. Everything worked.
Mm-hmm.
So.
No, I mean.
It's damage to the roof. I'm sorry?
Okay. Well, if we were able to make a deal, we could wait till November, but, if we were to do something, we do buy it as is. So if you're going to replace the roof, that's fine. But if you want us to do it, we can, look at that too.
Okay. Well, that would depend on your price.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be really transparent and frank with you. I'm 71 years old. I bought and sold a lot of real estate. I bought and sold big pieces of property, big ranches out west in Colorado, farms in Pennsylvania. I've done a lot of real estate transactions. And most of the time, the people that are in your position are looking to buy something for half of what the market value is. So obviously, so that you can sell it and make, 50% profit. We know that. So it's all going to depend on what kind of number want to give me.
Well, and that's the thing about,
we can do business.
yeah, no, absolutely. I agree. That's the one thing that I'll be quite honest with you. I do quite a bit of deals like this because I could pay a lot more than anybody else would. You know, most, you're right, are going to want 50 cents on the dollar. I know some of those guys. But the way that we could do it with owner financing, you know, I could definitely pay a lot more if we're able to break it up into some payments.
So is this one of those deals? My realtor told me about this about 4 months ago. Is this one of those deals where you come in and you take ownership, you pay the taxes, you do whatever it needs as far as repairs, and then you pay me over time? Is that the way that works?
Yeah, it's owner financing. It's been around for a long time. I didn't invent it, I promise. But yeah, it would just be buying it so you're free to go, and then you just collect money every month. I pay taxes,
Okay.
I pay the insurance, and then I take care of all the maintenance and upkeep. So the minute we close, obviously we'd have to put on a new roof, take care of some of the water issues on the first floor. Obviously, if there's any landscaping, we do all of that. So I don't need you to have to lift a finger. It's pretty easy.
Well, the downstairs, the water issues, the only water issues, the water did come in.
Yeah.
And the only thing that happened downstairs, because the walls are all block inside,
Mm-hmm.
okay? There's only one petition wall that was drywall. One petition wall. And we tore that up, 4 feet to get, obviously, to get the moisture
Water
out and mold potential.
Yep.
And the floor is all tile. So there's really nothing outside of either repairing that one petition wall or taking it down.
Yep, that's easy.
And making that just one big open space.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
You can make it one big open space, or you can put the petition wall back up. And then the only other thing that happened downstairs is on the ground level. Well, it is the ground level standard. What am I trying to say? The molding on the floor. We had to tear that off. And I just replaced that 2 hurricanes ago.
Oh.
The trim.
Yep.
So we tore the trim off, and that's attached to block walls. That's not attached to drywall.
Okay.
That's attached to block, because the entire house is block from the bottom to the top.
Yep. All right. Yeah,
Okay.
I've got my friends who could do that.
So as far as repair downstairs, you need to put trim back on if you want to put trim back on, or I would put on something that would be water permeable. Impermeable. I would put something on that water either can't penetrate, or you can take it off and put it back on. I told my handyman guys that we should invent something that you can put on, and then if you need to take it off, you can take it off, and then you can just put it back on. So it's not wood.
Yeah.
Obviously wood. We know what happens to wood when it gets wet. So that's all that needs to be done downstairs. There's nothing else that needs to be done downstairs.
Yeah, so it's just that in the roof.
The biggest expense, I'm sorry, is the roof.
Yeah, it's the roof.
It's the roof. And then a couple of downspouts. Yep. And I just found that out like within the past hour, because this guy was supposed to come this morning at 10 o'clock, and he came at, I don't know, what time is it now? 7 almost?
Yeah.
He came like an hour and a half ago. The
Oh.
whole day got screwed up, and so I just saw the drone pictures. So yeah, that's the worst of it. And I talked to him about what kind of roof to put on, and he said, a lot of people like metal. I said, well, I don't like metal. He said, well, but if you're going to sell the house and you're going to put on a roof, he said, spend the least amount of money. I like the look of tile, but if I'm going to sell the house, what the hell does it matter to me?
Right. The tile does look good.
So, yeah, it's got more character, but here's the thing. The house doesn't have a lot of roof. Because of the angles, it doesn't have a lot of roof, and you really can't see it from the ground.
Okay.
The only people who can see the roof are the neighbors who are up on the upper levels.
Okay.
So if you're at the ground looking at the house, you really can't see much of the roof. So if you put metal on there, you're really not going to see much of it.
Oh, I can see what you mean by the pictures.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So if you're across the street in the neighbor's house and you're on their top floor, they can see my roof probably.
Got it.
But I'm even higher than they are, because they're only 2-story houses and I'm 3 stories.
Okay. I mean, I can see the pictures. It's a beautiful house. So if we could do business, I'd like to, without having to give you some offer that would, make you hang up on me.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly my point, So.
Yeah. So I mean,
I think what you would make this.
I think what you're asking for, is in the range for what I'm looking for. Obviously, we'll know more when we come out and see it. But if you're open to seller financing, which is what's again like what your agent said, but everything's closed with a title company who cross every T and dot the I, so it's pretty simple. It just says that we buy it, we own it, we put a new insurance policy on there. You're now the bank, so you're the insurance sets it up the right way with you on there too. And then we just start taking over payments.
How long does it take you to get me my money in total?
Well, you'll get money every month, and then what we would do is, I mean, that really depends on you, to be quite honest. I've had some sellers who love getting a payment, and they don't mind, and they've given me 20 to 30 years to get them cashed out. And then I've had some sellers where
I'm 71.
Yeah.
I don't have 30 years to get paid on my house.
No, that's okay. And I've had some sellers who want to get cashed out a little sooner too. And that could be fine. So I guess my question is, if I were to be around that $3 million price, buy it as is, cover all the closing costs and fees, and I'd buy it directly from you, so that would save the commission. And if I were to do all that, what's the most amount of time you think you'd give me?
What was your question? Please repeat the question. If you gave me the $3 million price and no commissions and all that, then what was your question? I missed the question.
Yeah, what do you think the most amount of time you'd give me until I have to get you cashed out? I mean, not like 30 years, but.
My situation. No. Let me tell you my situation, okay? I've already started to build another house in another community.
Okay.
And I've taken money out of my assets to build that house. So I'm trying to replenish that money because I'm living off of fixed income.
Okay.
When I put this house on the market 11 months ago at 3.9, they said, "Oh, well, this will be sold in 3 or 4 months, and you're going to walk out of here with a shitload of money." And I thought, "Oh, good. So I can build a new house." I'm moving to a lifestyle community in Citrus County. Do you know where Citrus County is?
Yeah. What's a lifestyle community?
It's near a lifestyle community. It's a gated community. It's basically 55 plus, but not necessarily. Not every neighborhood is 55 plus. It's a gated community. It's got 4 golf courses and 3 restaurants, and it's got every amenity you could possibly want, and people who need each other.
Wow.
And I'm a single 71-year-old girl. I'm widowed 25 years. Okay, I'm widowed 25 years. My husband was killed in 2000 in a ranch accident. And then I had a boyfriend from 2016, and he died 5 weeks after my furniture got here to Florida from out of state.
Oh my gosh.
He got a brain tumor, and he had a stroke. My furniture got here the second week of February of 2022. He had a stroke on March 28th.
Yikes.
The following month. He had brain surgery the following week, and he was sick for 18 months, and he died a year ago, August.
Wow.
So I feel that I need to be in a community where there are other people who are looking to make relationships. A lot of the people that live in this community, it's called the Villages in Citrus Hills. It's Citrus Hills. It's not the villages that people talk about, inland.
Yep.
It's Citrus Hills. And it's retired people. Some are snowbirds, but most of them are year-rounders. And it's for people who need community. And I'm single, and I need community. I need people I can travel with. I need people I can play cards with. I need, they've got a fabulous gym that surpasses any gym I've been in. And I've been in some gorgeous gyms in different parts of the country. They've got a spa and a gym and 22 pickleball courts and hard tennis and clay tennis and, all that kind of stuff. So it's a lifestyle community. So, you can be as active as you want to be or not. And all the houses, 99% of the houses are single level. There's nothing attached. There's no condos. There's no apartments. There's no townhouses. And they are their own building company. So they bought the land in the 70s, and they started developing this community, and they are their own construction company. So it's not like you bring outside builders in.
going to.
And you'll see it. It's gorgeous. So I'm building a house there. So the point of my story is I'm already $800,000 into that other house, and it's not finished.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm trying is to replenish that money into my assets because that's what I live off of. I live off of the interest on that money. And I'm 71. I'm retired just not very long, just about 3 years. So I live off my interest. I'm just being real transparent with you. I don't have any secrets. I'm a real upfront girl. Okay, and I think by telling people your real story and your true story, they understand where you're coming from and what your needs are.
Absolutely.
And that's why I'm telling you all this. So I've taken money out of my assets to pay for that house. I want to replenish that money as soon as I can, so that I can have the interest to live off. So, I'm not going to give you 30 years. I don't know what would be reasonable. I've never done anything like this before. My realtor proposed it to me, but he told me about this about 3 months ago, and I said, I don't know if I want to do something like that. But I'm getting much closer to the finish line on the other house. It's got a roof on it. It's got its trim on it. Interior trim.
Wow.
And it's probably going to be a couple of months before that house is ready to live in. So, obviously, the closer you get to needing something to happen, you got to change course a little bit.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what's reasonable. I would have to talk to my money guy. I have a money manager who's been managing my assets since my husband was killed in 2000. And he does a lot of real estate. He buys a lot of personal real estate. And I would have to say to him, okay, these people are willing to give me the money that I want for the house, but they want these terms. What do you think?
Well,
and see what he comes back and proposes.
Yeah, we would need to figure out a down payment too, obviously, to help replenish your funds.
Right.
And so, yeah, that'd be part of it. So getting you down payment.
And
So.
I'll be happy to show you the house. I'll be happy to show you the house any day you want to come. Right now, it's 3 weeks post a hurricane.
Yep.
But the only real thing that it needs is, I'm dealing with trying to pump out. I've pumped out the pool twice and replenished it, but it's still got too much salt in it. I got somebody coming the end of the week to try to help me get the pool back. It's got a big, gorgeous pool.
Yeah, I saw that.
You can see the pictures, right?
Oh yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, it's got a big, gorgeous pool. It's got balconies on 2 levels. It would make a great rental property for seasonal rental. I looked into renting it, which of course for me is not something I want to do, not at my age. Number one. Number two, I would have to spend money to furnish it, and then that would wash out anything that I would make. That would be stupid, to furnish it as a rental for me. At my age, at my stage of life, but you could get about $20,000 to $22,000 a month for this in season.
Wow.
Because my realtor, my agent, not the broker, whom I don't like, because that's why I don't want to sell it with her. But the agent and I are good buddies, and he's a sweetheart. And he went to a few rental companies that he deals with, and he gave me some numbers. So you can make about $20,000 a month on this in season. If you were going to do a 12-month rental, I don't remember the numbers he gave me. I've got them in an email. But, you could do a year-round rental, or you could do a seasonal rental, or whatever. I mean, the house lends itself to a lot because it's got a lot to offer.
There's so many opportunities there.
Yeah, there's a ton of opportunities. So if you want to come see it, tell me your name again, please.
My name's Joe.
Joe.
Yeah,
okay.
Joe
If
Delafaye.
you want to come see it, I'll be happy to show it to you.
Yeah, I will want to definitely come do that. I would say in the meantime, why don't you chat with your money guy and see what he says about this? Because I'm only 15, 20 minutes. We were just having dinner at Shore around the corner from you the other night. So we're not very far at all. But if
you can walk from my house to the shore.
Oh, I saw that on the map. Yeah, I love it there. So if you talk to your money guy, and he would say he would be open, but we need to look a little bit more at it. I would love to have more of a conversation and see how it's a win for you. You're going to get the most money this way, I'll tell you that. Because if you look for a cash buyer, like you mentioned, they're going to want to give you some low offer. And if you don't have to pay a 5 or 6% commission, And we could even cover the closing costs if we make a deal. It's going to put the most money in your pocket this way. So if you're just a little flexible on when you get the money, it's going to be the best deal for you. And if you sell it to us as is, you don't have to worry about the roof. I'll handle that part, and the downstairs is easy, so that's not going to need much. So this would be, like I said, the easiest way to do it. And we buy as is. So if there's any of the things that you are going to take with you, please do. But if there's anything you don't want, just leave it behind, and you don't have to worry about donating it, or we can take care of that too.
Okay. Well, I don't have the whole house completely furnished because I didn't come out of a house this big. I came out of a one-bedroom, 2,200 square foot living space. So I had to go out and buy beds. The house was lived in.
Yeah.
But
is your next house going to be this big?
I'm sorry, dear?
Is your next house going to be this big?
Oh, hell no. It's half the size.
Okay.
It's like 2,500 square feet.
Oh, wow.
It's one level, 2,500 square feet. But it's a three-car garage because I think that has the most resale appeal.
Yep, for sure.
And there's going to come a time, if I don't die first, there's going to come a time I'm going to have to sell it, So yeah, I put a three-car garage on because what this Citrus Hills community does is it offers you like 15 different floor plans, okay? But you don't have to take the floor plan exactly as it is. You can customize it within certain parameters that they offer. So every house comes with a two-car garage, but you can make it 2.5 if you want a golf cart, half garage, or you can put on a third. So I put on a third so that I have a three-car garage. The floor plan that I chose because I like the layout of the way the kitchen communicated with the rest of the house, only had 2.5 bathrooms, and I wanted each bedroom to have its own bathroom, so I added a full bathroom for the third bedroom. So you can take their floor plan and you can customize your house. I mean, obviously you're paying for the changes, right?
Yeah.
But you're getting what you want.
Yeah.
I looked in Sarasota, and I looked at a lot of these yada, I can't remember the names of all of these different builders, developments. You have to take what they offer.
Yep.
You can't change the house. You can't change the house. You may be able to change one interior wall, maybe, because I've gone to these places in person and spoken to the salespeople in the samples, and you can't change anything. This is this house. You want this house? This is it. It's like you go to a restaurant. This is a sandwich. You can't change what you put on it. You can't change the side order. This is what you're going to get on your plate, and that's the way the builders are. The general plan of this, and it's about the size I want, but I want to make this a little bigger. I want the lanai a little bigger. I want a three-car garage, and so you customize it. And that's the beauty of that kind of community. And that's why I chose it.
Smart move with the bathrooms in that garage too.
Yeah, well, I think anytime you have a bathroom connected to every bedroom, that's a selling feature. And a bigger garage and a nicer kitchen. I made the kitchen bigger.
You're singing my wife's language right now. That's the same thing. I wish I had a three-car garage. Pardon me?
Yeah. Well, because in Florida, we don't have basements or attics, right?
Yeah.
Like, I came from Pennsylvania. I had a basement and I had an attic. I didn't need a huge garage. I just needed my 2 cars, right?
Yeah.
But you live in a place with no basements and no attics, what are you going to do with your car?
Yeah.
Unless you don't own anything,
I'm from Rochester, New York, so.
How many people,
Yeah, I'm from upstate New York originally, so we had basements. I know. Now there's no basement, and all the stuff goes in the garage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So look how many people here put all the crap in the garage, and there are $75,000 car sits outside in the weather.
Yep. It's.
Right?
That's my wife.
Because they got their crap in the garage. They got their crap in the garage.
Yeah. Yep.
So I have a 3-car garage. I'm gonna epoxy the floors. I'm not having the construction company do all of the finish because they're expensive. So I'm going to have them build a house and do as much as I feel is worth them doing. And I'm also putting a fireplace in my house. I think that adds a lot of charm to the living room.
Yeah, yeah, you're spot on.
You know,
I like your style.
It's a gas fireplace. I've always had a fireplace for 50 years. I'm from Pennsylvania. I lived where it was cold. Okay, then I lived in Colorado for 26 years. I lived where it was cold. So I like fireplaces. I like the ambiance. I like the stone. So I'm putting a fireplace, and that's costing me $17,000.
Cool.
But it's worth it to me because that's the look I want.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty of that kind of community. I know you didn't want all that information.
No, it's good to hear though. It sounds lovely.
Yeah, that's why I'm going. Yeah, so that's, you know, if you know anybody that's looking for a lifestyle community that's, you know, retired, either it's a couple or a single person, whether it's a man or a woman, it's you know, I think it offers everything you could want. So, you know, it doesn't have a Detweilers, which sucks because that's my favorite store, you know, Detweilers.
Oh, yeah.
But
well, here's what I'll do is let's get on a call. We can talk more about this.
I'll just show you the house.
Yeah, I wanted to. I want to see it. So then here's what we'll do. When do you think you're going to talk to your money guy next about this?
Well, I will tell you. I will call him tomorrow morning. He's a little tough to get a hold of. He's sick right now. He's got cancer and he's on treatment. He's got bone cancer.
Yes.
He's in Colorado, so he's 2 hours behind us. Number one. And he's 63 years old, and he's got a whole office staff, but he's the guy I need to talk to. I don't want to talk to any of his staff people. I want to talk to him. So I will try to get a hold of him tomorrow. I've got a roof guy coming in the morning to look at the roof. I have my first one here today. I've got 3 that I'm trying to line up because I thought I'd get 3 bids.
For sure.
Because I'm trying to get FEMA. FEMA's been here, but they didn't offer me much because they can't see the roof from the ground. All they could see was damage on the edge, and there's damage in the middle. So I know I need a new roof.
Yep.
So I want to do an appeal to FEMA and see what I can make happen with them. So I'll try to get a hold of Kevin tomorrow. But what is your normal payout time? Are you paying it off just the principal, or are you paying interest on the principal?
You know, we'd have to talk about that more. It depends on the rest of the terms and how much cash that you would need down in the payoff time. But it would have to be something that you're going to love and me too. And if it's something that you love and me too, the next step is we would just put it in writing and send it to, you know, your financial person and, you know, the title company and the attorney, and make sure everybody likes it. And if they do, it's just picking out the closing date.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. What is your average payout time? What's your average payout time? How many years?
So, I mean, I've had some that wanted as little as, like, say, 7 to 10 years. I mean, ideally, you know, if the terms are a good fit, will make a big difference too. Is the rates right now are just, they keep going up, so that's kind of slowing down the real estate market in general. Obviously, insurance and taxes too. But with the rates right now, so you know that could make a springboard it quite a bit. Rates go back down. You know, that can make a difference on how soon we can refinance it. But if they go to double digits, well, geez, you know, that could change things too. So,
well, okay, work with me a minute. Trump's going to win this week.
Yeah, I would imagine.
I don't know if you're a Trumper or not.
You know, I think he's going to have the best bet. I mean,
he better win next week,
Yeah.
because otherwise you and I are all screwed.
Yeah, probably. And you know what? All my friends are saying this.
Probably.
Yeah, all my friends are saying the same thing too. And I can't see how he doesn't win.
Well, he's already been president once, and we knew what he did for 4 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we see what the liberals have done for the last 4 years. They screwed us. Well, I used to pay $1.89 for butter. Okay? For a pound of butter, I paid $1.89. You know what I'm paying now?
Is it like
You're paying
probably?
$6.
I was gonna say $5-6. Gotta buy the butter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gas too.
And I'm a bargain shopper. I shop at Aldi's. You know, I do BOGOs at Publix. You know, I've been cutting coupons since I could hold a pair of scissors. You know, because I was raised by immigrant Italians, so I was taught how to save money and how to spend money. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But Trump's going to win, and he's going to help us with the economy. It's not going to happen overnight.
Yep.
It's not going to happen overnight because you can't fix 4 years of destruction in a day.
Yeah. No.
It's going to take some time. But my heart tells me that things are going to get better.
Yeah.
That's what my gut's telling me, and I'm a religious girl. I have a great relationship with my Creator, and He's telling me, Sandra, we got it. So I think we're going to see things improve, Joe.
I agree with
That's
you.
what I think.
I agree.
So
Yep.
I will call Kevin tomorrow morning, and I will say, what do you think would be fair? If they give me the money that I want for the house, what do you think would be fair terms so that everybody is satisfied and everybody wins, so to speak? And see what he comes back and says.
That's fair enough. And then
then I'll make my decision.
yeah, and we'll connect in the next few days, and then obviously if all looks good, we'll come out and come see it.
Yeah, well, like I said, if you're that close, you can come see it any day you want to come see it. You know, like I said, I've got all the trash cleaned up. The only thing I have is a huge pile of yard debris that we're waiting for FEMA to pick up.
Got it.
But all the trash in the neighborhood is gone, and everything is pretty much straightened out. It's just a matter of the roof and some downspouts. And that's basically, and just trying to decide what to do with that wall, whether to tear the rest of it down or to re-drywall it. But, we'll go from there. So do you want me to talk to him and then call you at
Perfect.
the number that you're calling me from?
Yep. And if you like, I could text you my cell phone number too. I'll text it to you.
Yeah, do that. Text me the best number to get me.
Perfect. You got a deal.
Okay?
Awesome. Well, great talking with you, and then we'll connect in the next few days.
Okay, sweetie. Good
Perfect.
deal. Thanks for the call.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great night.
All right. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sweetie. Bye-bye.
Okay, there we go.
She did not want to hear about me.
She was
just
like,
kept going.
hey, you know what? She had it. Yeah, oh yeah.
He's never coming home.
Yeah, hey. We get $3 million for this bad boy and the new house? No. She said 3-car garage. I think you heard that, right? No, I know they won't. So there is opportunity there. Obviously, she sounds like she's not slamming the door on terms. We have to feel like what's a good fit for her. When you're in these situations, the challenge with this is you do hear some, sad stories, and you just got to be that ear. She's 71 years old. She is single. She is lonely. She is slightly scared. They just had two major hurricanes come through, and her house gets all messed up. And then 1 hour, like if I called her 2 hours ago, that call would have been different, right? But 1 hour after she gets that news that she needs a new roof, and that motivation scale, and we talk about this a lot. So one of the things that we always work on is the scale of 1 motivation, which is like, hey, why are you bothering me? And then 10 is like, I need to sell this yesterday. Like we all had that. And there's like scale of 1 to 10. Well, within that last hour, when she got that new call about her needing a new roof, she could have been a 6 and just bumped up to an 8. Just that 1 call. So this is why follow-up is key, because that happens. And when that does happen, we did not plan on it happening tonight the way it did, but just an hour later, here she is now. She's extra motivated. That could be the difference. That could be that little bit of a difference where she's like, you know what? I'm throwing my hands up. I've had it with this. Let's go make a deal. So when I see a house that just first hit the market, or if I see a house that's on the market, I don't get overly excited about it typically, especially if it was just listed 4 hours ago. Let that happen first, right? But when this one's been on the market now for almost a year, she's dropped her price $1 million. It still hasn't sold, and then she gets it wrecked. Talk about motivation. And then the key to her motivation, everybody hear that part? Her new house is going to be done in 2 months. So the closer that gets, the higher she's going up that motivation scale, especially if hers doesn't sell. And then when people get into political stuff, I disagree with whatever the heck they say. Just every single time. I don't get into one being bad or one being great. Hey, they're whatever. Right? But if they say they love this, I'm like, high five to you, hooray. If they're like, I love that, I'm like, high five to you, hooray. Their money's both the same. okay? And the deal is still the same to me, and I don't care who she's going to vote for. I'm interested in seeing if we can do business, and that's what I'm here for. So I'm never going to be like, well, I like this one better. Now's not the time. Put that hat in your car, leave it there. But that's the point of making this as a win for her, making her feel comfortable. So it does take that few extra minutes of building that rapport, right? And the one key factor, I'll give you a little bit of a lesson. She wants me to go to that house so badly. And I will tell you what, guys, I will only if she talks to the money guy and we come across terms that make sense. If he's like, I want $2.5 million down and you could finance the other 500 grand at 29%, guys, I'm not even getting in my car, even if I'm eating dinner next door. Okay, I'm not gonna waste my time. But if she's like, Joe, give me 100 grand down or give me 250 down and I'll finance the rest of it for 30 years with a 10-year balloon, I will be there so quick, you guys can't race me and get there before I click, okay? So that's the key. So before you go see the house, find out if there's actually a deal first, because I will tell you how many houses I went and looked at that I never bought, which was the majority of them, or what it's worth. Questions about that? What's going on?
Yeah, I was just going to say that the 800 grand seemed to be the sticking point to really solve the problem. Is there even a feasible way that you can structure that deal where you give her 800 grand up front to solve that deal?
Yeah, it could be possible. And the way I would think to do is obviously bringing in a money lender of some sort, whether it's me doing the deal or wholesaling that deal to somebody else who maybe has a 1031 exchange or something like that where they do have that money. But the key to that is what's the back end financing look like, right, for the other 2.2, like if it is that number, just for rough numbers. If she gives us that at a 1.5% rate, and the deal cash flows, especially if she's willing to amortize it maybe 40 years to make the payment even lower at a super low rate, but maybe put the balloon at 10 years, then there is going to be some opportunities there. So the thing I love about creative finance is the value we create in the deal is by the terms we negotiate. So if she gave me, she's like, Joe, my sticking point is I need $800,000 down, and I will finance a $2.2 million balance at 0% interest with a $1,000 payment every month. I'm going to figure a way to put that deal together, right? That deal would then make sense. So it's a possibility. If she comes back and says, I need 800 grand down, the 2.2 million, I'll finance it for 6 months at 29%, deal breaker. Glad I didn't go over there because who knows, right? So that's the things that I look at. So there's 4 levers to the deal. And to me, I'm looking at my down payment, but I'm also looking at my monthly payment, the term length she's given me, and then last but not least, the price. And I can be most flexible on the price, which is usually their sticking point. That's where they're hard on, I want the price. And the funny thing about it is, I'm not gonna be like, whatever, but she just bought this house like 2 years ago for $2 million, and she went and asked 4.2 for it. So, I mean, unless you just remodeled the whole place and did all the things to it, which it doesn't sound like she did, whatever, right? That's a different story. Sometimes people just have unrealistic expectations of what their houses are worth because they gotta, quote one time. Cool. Questions, concerns, comments about Susan? All right. Who do we got next?
We've got a couple to choose from.
All right, we got a couple to choose from. Did freaking what's his name ever get us back? Jerk. Okay.
We'll be back in 2 years.
He will be back in 2 years. The worst thing is the house condition will still be the same. Let's call Bill one more time. Just for fun. Oh, yeah.
Your call has been forwarded.
Oh, son of a gun, Bill. All right, we got a Tampa one. And, I always do have fun is when they always get a little hostile because they're like, you cash guys are always going to offer these big discounts and want it for half off. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I know those guys. Isn't that the worst? Right? Meanwhile, if it was a wholesale deal, I'd be doing the same thing.
Okay, so this next lead, her name's Lori. She is open to terms, and I've already kind of negotiated some of these terms, but we're really trying to pinpoint. So this is kind of a bit more of a switch from this last call where they really didn't know much about what seller financing was. But we're really just trying to figure out what her monthly mortgage payment looks like. And then once we figure that out, we really how to deal with her. So the one issue with Lori is she's just kind of fishing right now. She told me she's not the most motivated in selling right away, but she wants to sell. She just wants to see what's out there first. So hopefully we can reel her in with a good price and a good offer.
So let's take a look at this. This house is in Tampa. She reached out to us not long ago, October 22nd. What's she asking for it?
So she started off at $379. We have since, did we drop? I believe we dropped a little. Let me double check.
All right. This one's free and clear?
Yep, free and clear.
I'm gonna let you know I love buying subject to, or if we buy them with a wrap. We love those deals, but the free and clear properties, do not slip on those. Those are the best deals typically. With a free and clear property, I can make an interest rate, I can make it 0. I could amortize the payment over 100 years or 30 years, right? There's so many different things we could do with that. And the lender is now, the seller is now the lender. So there's no having to worry about a due on sale. And if you buy in a trust, that gets around a lot of that anyways. But most importantly, they are the bank now. And how I did our very first creative finance deal was just that. I had a seller, inherited grandpa's home. He just wanted to sell the thing. And he was the same way as her. Like, I'm not taking some low cash offer. I'm like, I wouldn't expect you to. It doesn't need anything. So if I pay that price, would you be open to seller financing, owner financing? And he's like, can you explain it to me more? And his name was Steve. I told Steve, I'm like, yeah, I would buy the property. I own it. I put the insurance policy on there. I'm paying the taxes. And instead of me taking a loan out with Bank of America every month, I'm going to pay the Bank of Steve every month. And I'm going to pay you a payment every single month until I get the house cashed out later on. And then when he asked me, well, when is that going to be? I said, I don't know. I've had some people give me 20 to 30 years to get them cashed out, and I have some that want to get cashed out sooner, like 10 to 15 years. So if I pay that price, what's the most amount of time you'll give me? That's exactly what I say, guys. Like word for word, I can say it in my sleep. I can wake up first thing in the morning, and you could ask me, I could just rattle off because I've said it 10 billion times. I don't change it because guess what I've realized? By having these conversations thousands of times, it's usually the same kind of questions. How long till you give me my money? And what I've learned with negotiating is that you ask good questions and have the seller give you the answer. Instead of me just putting my foot in my mouth, so I'll get you cashed out in 2 years, right? Don't do that. Ask good questions, have the seller give you guys the offer, and that's the key, right? So let's give Lori a call.
She was in that $379 price range.
So she wants $379. She doesn't owe any money on it. I just saw her message. She's going to Maine. Is she from Maine? I'm leaving to Maine tomorrow for about a week. Sweet. Let me call her. Maine's gonna be cold right now. Summer.
Florida.
Yeah, from Florida to Maine. It's gonna be like in the 40s every day there.
This call will be recorded for quality purposes.
Hello, Lori?
Yeah.
Hey, this is Joe Delafave giving you a call about your house. Did I catch you at a good time, or are you packing to go to Maine right now?
Yeah, actually I am. My flight's early tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Did you want to reschedule the call for maybe when you get back, or do you have just a couple minutes?
No, I really don't, because I got to get up real early.
Okay, got it. Well, I will tell you, I know you're chatting with Lexi, and I'm definitely interested in buying your house.
Okay.
So, should I wait till you get back if you're going on vacation?
Yes.
Okay. Are you packing warm clothes? It's going to be freezing up there.
No, actually, it's going to be 70 on Thursday and Friday.
Oh, that's not too bad.
No.
Okay.
And I'm from there originally, so,
Okay.
you know.
I'm from upstate New York originally, so it's cold up there.
Yeah, I'm from southern Maine, just 2 hours north of Boston.
Okay.
Cape Elizabeth, Maine, right outside of Portland, Maine.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll reach out to you in like a week.
Okay, well, I'll put that on my calendar. We'll get connected next week when you get back, or however long that is, and then, you know, we can maybe work out the terms on us buying your house.
All right, thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye. All right, no clap for Lori. She's not helping much. But here's the one thing, guys. I will say every time, I always ask, all right, is now a good time? Because if she's legitimately like in the middle of rush hour, like if I hear somebody driving their car, I do not want to talk to them. Especially if you're driving a car down here, like you, it's like a battle almost, right? You got to really be paying attention where you're going. So when I'm listening to what they've got going on, if she's like, hey, I'm packing right now, I might mention like, hey, well, I'm definitely interested in buying. And if she's like, well, let's hear more, well, then I get open up into it. So I kind of like put my foot in the door to see if she falls for it. And she's like, let's talk about that, right? Then that's one thing. But Lexi already kind of told us that she's motivated to sell, but she's not like, I need to sell yesterday. She's packing, she's got an early flight, she's going to Maine tomorrow. Cool, we'll connect when she gets back.
She's gonna think about that the whole time.
Oh, she's gonna think about it. So Larry's bringing up a good point. She's gonna be thinking about Joe wanting to buy her house for a solid week, which is great. If you ever see like whomever on TV, like any of the preachers, like Joel Osteen, the guy's always like smiling on his face and happy, right? If you had his money, you probably understand why. But the thing is, he's always positive. So when I'm talking with the seller, I kind of bring the same mind frame into it. Like I want this to be a positive conversation, and I definitely want to leave on a good note. So even if I'm not doing business with somebody today, I make sure I give them a kiss on the way out the door. I'm never going to be mean to them because we're not doing business. Because that's how people, a year and a half later, like Bill, if you answer his phone, comes back to you, okay? Because you did give them that handshake, the high five, the hug, the kiss, whatever that is out the door. But you better watch out that one lady, though. I'm not kissing her.
And she's gonna have scenarios going through her head the whole time.
Yep,
Different ways.
yep, for sure. Do we have one more? Because I want time to hang out and mingle, too. So we got one
Yeah.
more, but...
I was going to say, too, you do have some Facebook followers. Dick is saying he doesn't want to see our legs. So sorry about
Sorry,
the
Dick.
camera angle. But we also had Sean. He wanted to know, how did the seller hear about us in order for us to call her?
So our sellers hear about us through Facebook. So we do Facebook ads, we do the Facebook blue posts into Facebook groups. That works really well. Just by sharing that you're looking to buy a house. That is one of our easiest, best ways to connect with people. If people on your post, if you do make that Facebook post, you're gonna get comments. There's gonna be agents who are gonna reach out to you. There's gonna be sellers who reach out to you. There's the, village idiot who will say scam. That always happens.
Where's your camera?
I encourage that to happen because the more comments I get, the more it boosts my algorithms for free. I don't have to pay money to boost my ad. Like they're doing it from their little fingertips. So I think the hamster on the wheel that goes like the generator, and it's powering the generator from that little hamster running. That's what their fingers are doing when they're commenting on your post. So I encourage it. And every comment I get, I comment back to it. So now there's 2 comments, right? And sometimes they comment underneath that. And then what happens is that's how you make your post go viral. So if I'm in a Sarasota Facebook group, I could just type my post, does anybody have a house for sale that's not market ready? I'm looking to buy one in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And if you're in these Facebook groups, you probably saw me post it. And I get responses like crazy from that. So if you're not hitting free Facebook leads, guys, you guys need to do that and have sellers who are motivated at different levels reach out to you so you don't have to cold call. You've got incoming warm leads.
This one's in Palmetto.
Oh, we got a Palmetto one in the house. Look at this. We got all these nice Florida houses today. We'll do one more. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yay, I like that. Good attitude.
So this situation, this lead actually just came through today. So this information is fresh. I haven't even looked at this one yet. But this seller told us that they are trying to sell, but I can't think about it. I know that the price on the market, I did a lot of renovations. So it seems like he's not thinking he's going to be able to get the price he wants if he lists the property. He's wanting to sell in 3 to 6 months. He's not sure yet. And there's new siding on one side of the roof, and he's going to replace the roof soon. New windows, and a small mortgage, $160 owed, $2,000 month payment. He is asking us for $280.
Okay. And then after this call, we're gonna play a game. So get ready to sharpen your skills. Oh yeah, we're gonna have fun tonight, guys. I hope you're ready. I came amped up. I don't know about you guys. I see y'all sitting out there. Maybe we need to stand up and do a little stretching, but I came fired up tonight. Who is it?
His name.
Oh, Batista?
Yep.
Well, definitely start Lori because I liked her.
She liked you.
Is this the one on Longbow keychain?
That was the wrong one.
Oh.
Had to be. There we
Maybe she finds out I'm 47.
Oh yeah, this one's fun earlier. Those are the old photos.
Oh yeah. This one did not get flooded by the hurricane?
No.
Okay. Batista.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 9.
Okay. Gotta give him another call. So this one's just over the bridge, next to the river, in Palmetto.
Your call has been forwarded.
Sad. All right, one more. Meanwhile, everybody get out PropStream, Zillow, whatever you use, because we're gonna do a little exercise. We're gonna see what we would offer. Just giving you a head start, just in case Batista doesn't answer.
Oh, get the Wi-Fi.
This call will be recorded for quality purposes.
Hey, Batista?
Who's this?
Hey, this is Joe. You were chatting with Lexi about your house on 13th Street?
Say that one more time?
You were talking with Camille and Lexi about your house for sale on 13th Street?
Correct.
Okay. Did I catch you at a good time?
I know I was waiting for the call actually earlier.
Okay, sorry, I got tied up. If you're busy, I could call back, or if you had a few minutes.
Yeah, do you want to do it tomorrow?
What time you thinking?
Around 5 o'clock?
5 o'clock?
Maybe 4?
Yeah, I've got karate at 6 o'clock, so I could do that about 4 o'clock.
Okay.
Not me, my son.
I was going to say, I need some lessons.
Yeah. All right, yeah, I'll give you a call around 4 o'clock tomorrow.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Yeah, I'm not going to karate, that's it. All right, cool.
But how important that is that you didn't press.
Oh yeah, I never want to just start jamming it in, thinking like, okay, like now's the time I want to talk, so you better be free. Like, I want to be very courteous at their time, and I want to catch them in the right mind frame of having this conversation. Because some of the questions I've been asked, like, why do we want to sell this house, right? And sometimes, like with our last lady, she wouldn't have opened up if she was busy at work, right? Or if she was in the middle of Publix grocery shopping, she would have not have had that conversation with me, where now I know where she's coming from. She might have. So that's why I think it's really important to ask those questions. But we're going to play a little game. Everybody ready? I have a property. A seller reached out to us today, and they want to sell it.
So even people watching live, make sure that you get your PropStream or Zillow ready. We're going to do a little exercise here.
Okay. Thank you, Lexi. Can
Thank you,
everybody give
Lexi.
Lexi a round of applause, please? I'll tell you what. how many calls of these are you making a day?
A lot. I'd say 15, 20 range of these kinds of calls, depending on the day.
So how many of these calls you have to talk to before you can find one that's actually decent to talk to?
There's a lot. It varies. There's some days where I'll get on a call after call after call, and every single one just works. But then there's some days where you have to work a little harder and it takes a little longer, and so that part really varies. Sometimes it's a while before you get a good deal too, and you really have to just keep at it because the persistency and continuing to follow up with leads and have them in your system and hey, just checking in, how are you doing? Even if it's not about the property, because building that rapport is really what gets most of these leads over that line that they're having hesitation about.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lexi.
Thank you, Lexi. And she brings up a good point. It's about bringing rapport. That's one of her like superpowers is like getting her on the phone, chatting with people. And the challenge and it's tough for us right now. I'm gonna be honest, it's tough for Lexi. I have a lot of people locally, all over the place, who said, you can take my house. You want to buy it with a wrap or subject to, or you're creative, whatever you want to do. They're like, I don't care. Go ahead and do it. Please do it. Take this house if you could just take over this payment from me. And when I see somebody who's got a 6.8 rate on their mortgage, and I know their payment's going to be $500 more to $1,000 more than I could even rent the house for, and it doesn't make sense. So a lot of people are saying yes, but we have to say no to those. There's still a lot out there that do work, but I know if I had to go to a bank and pay today's prices, I would get no deals. So I'm very grateful of knowing the strategy, and that's why we talk about it so much. There are more of these deals out there than there are people looking for them. Okay, so our exercise, we had a seller reach out to us today. They just bought a house August 15th, 2022 in Newport Richey. Oh, I'm sorry, this is actually Port Richey. Not even new, it's just the old Port Richey, I guess. So plug in this address. This house recently got flooded. She wants a cash buyer only. So I want you all to scream what your offer would be to this lady. Yeah, just scream. I don't even want to be quiet about it. So the address is 9907 Trade Winds, one word, Trade Winds Drive, Port Richey, Florida. And that zip code is 34668. So it is 9907 Trade Winds Drive, Port Richey, Florida, 34668. 300,000.
We got 300,000.
210.
210.
She's gonna hang up on you, buddy.
Is there a mortgage on it?
No, they just bought it. They own it outright. They pay. Well, Lexi, do they own that one outright, or does she have a small mortgage on that one?
Free and clear.
If I think that one is free, or if they do, it's a tiny little mortgage. It is flooded. 4 feet of water came into that house. So, or 2 feet, or whatever it is. But the first 4 feet are all ripped out.
250,000.
Larry,
400 seller financing.
I might give her your number.
We'll call it together.
I like that. She won't do seller financing though. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, she's cash out.
I need my cash. I'm moving, and I need the money for my next house.
Yeah,
305.
Pardon me?
305.
305.
yeah, but she said that she don't got the money to fix that house.
Mhm.
So she's in a situation, so there's not, seller financing ain't off the table. You just need to talk to her.
Time and circumstance.
Hear that, Lexi? That's what Larry said.
Take notes.
So her cash price that she said she wouldn't go a cent lower than was. I don't. I just have the address here. I have it probably buried in my phone somewhere. She wanted 380 for the house. So she won't go any lower than 380 for the house, and that is her sticking point. So it was good to see what everybody else would offer her. Because I told
What was
Lexi,
you? Yeah, I was like, well, you're.
I said if it's going to be a cash offer, because there's a lot that was on the same corner, but it's at end of the cul-de-sac, surrounded by water. It's a lot. It's been there at 250. It's been there for like a year, and it hasn't sold. So that's a bare lot, and it's like the nice lot, because it's the end of Little Cul-de-sac, and it's got more water, it doesn't have neighbor land, just one side. And if that's sitting there at $250 for a year and hasn't sold, that makes me think it's worth less than that, obviously. And now there's about to be a bunch more of these lots available. I think that price is gonna drop. So if her house, I thought my cash offer was gonna be $250 to $275.
But I'm gonna pay her $20,000 more and we're gonna use it. So
I'm gonna give you her number right after I get off stage.
Awesome. I just wanted to thank Christine for watching from YouTube. She said great content. When you do your blue ads on Facebook, do you post as yourself personally or from your business Facebook page? That is a great question because you should have both a personal page and a business page. But typically, when you're going to go post your free blue ad into any of these groups, it has to be done from your personal page because the group won't allow a business page to post. So we do encourage you to have both. They're both free, but your personal page, therefore, should be very open, public. You smiling as your profile photo. Don't make people kind of dig around and figure out who is this person. Like, show them that you are someone that they can know, like, and trust through your Facebook. It is so simple. Most people won't do it. But if you just spend a little bit of time branding yourself from your personal page, deals will come.
Bam. Awesome.
All right.
Cool. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
We'll come down and come hang out with y'all and mingle. Any questions before we're finished? Sweet. Party on.
All right. Don't blame me.
I was like, sorry, dick.
I know. Sorry. The girl's like freaking out. I was like, oh, I'm gonna let her go.
oh no, I know. See, I'm not. See, I couldn't read their faces. I could read his face while he was talking, but I couldn't read their faces.
They don't want to see your leg, Lexi. Oh my god. At first I thought he wanted to see more leg, and then I was like, oh, he doesn't want to see.
Well, I was thinking like my feet are totally in the ankle, like my toes.
We're streaming live.
Yeah.
Like we're professionals over here. Give me a break.
What do we look like?
Are these daddies? Are these daddies?
Yes.
Come on, Felipa. Oh, Abby, here's your phone.